Okay, let's start. In this part of the video, we're going to talk about how to apply the effect spec handle to a target. At first, we're going to check out what is a spec handle, effect spec handle, okay? We have to take into account that a spec handle, a gameplay effect spec handle, it's like an instance of a gameplay effect. So, for example, a gameplay effect can be fireball that Kratos or my character can shoot. A gameplay effect spec, it's an instance of this, okay? So we're going to apply that effect spec handle to the target, okay? So we have created two methods that are the active gameplay effect spec handle called native apply effect spec handle to target with a target actor and a gameplay effect spec handle in spec handle, and another function that will be for the blueprints. It's called apply effect spec handle to target. Okay, we're gonna have a target actor, an gameplay effect spec handle, and eWarrior success type. Okay, this eWarrior success type, I think I explained this, but it's an enum that can be untriggered or ungiven, depending of what type of gameplay ability you want to have from the beginning. Okay, now on the Warrior gameplay ability CPP, we have these two methods. We're going to start with the native apply effect spec handle to target. The first thing we're going to do is to obtain the ability system component from the target actor. Once we have the ability system component, we're going to check if everything is valid and if it exists, and we're going to apply the gameplay effect to the target ASC, the target ability system component. And this, when we apply this, it's going to return an active gameplay effect handle that it represents the active effect. Okay, so having this, now we're going to explain the blueprint apply effect spec handle to target. This method is going to be used in the blueprint, and it's an active gameplay effect handle that returns this active gameplay effect handle from this method and is going to ask if was successfully applied or not. It is going to return a successful or a fail. Okay, and we're going to return this. You will ask, why do we need this? Okay, so here on the gameplay ability hero light attack master, we had this. We apply the light attack. So all of these, we apply the montage and way, and one of the things we make is when with the gameplay event melee hit it finished and the event was received, we made a functionality. Okay, that was this one that I explained in the other video, where we return the gameplay effect spec handle and make the hero damage effect. Okay, so we have put this on a specific function that is called the handle apply damage. In this handle apply damage, and in this part of the video, I'm not going to explain all, but we have a gameplay event data, okay, where you have a target, and this target is going to be like a parameter to the function that we have created earlier on Rider, that is the apply gameplay effect spec handle to target actor. So we needed as parameters the spec handle, the gameplay effect spec handle, and the target actor. So that's what we have. Here we can connect the get hero combat component from actor info and the get ability level to have the get hero current key weapon damage at level, and we can make the hero damage effect spec handle. Okay, with the gameplay effect, serie deal damage. Okay, once we have this, we can pass it to the apply gameplay effect spec handle to the target actor to apply the gameplay effect spec. And that's it for this part. Okay, so in this part of the video, we're going to talk about how to capture the relevant attributes. Okay, let's make a check of other videos in the Warrior attribute set. We had previously some attributes like the current health, current rates, max rates, attack power, defense power, and damage taken. Okay, so we're going to use this, or we're going to modify this, and in this specific video we're going to capture these attributes in the exact calculation damage taken for in the future calculate the final damage. Okay, so the first thing we're going to make is here in the damage taken CPP, we're going to create a struct that is the FWarrior damage capture. Okay, so we're going to declare some attributes to capture the attack power, okay, the attack power here, the defense power, and the damage taken. Okay, once we have this, we are going to define the capture of each attribute. And how do we do this? With the attribute owning class, the name of the attribute, and whether the attribute is captured from the source or the target. Okay, so the attack power is going to be from the source, in this case from the Kratos character. Okay, and in other cases like defense power or damage taken is going to be from the target. So once we have this, we're going to talk about the get warrior damage capture. So this, what is going to have is this struct of warrior damage capture made a variable, and it's going to return it. So that's it for this part. Another thing I didn't tell is on the constructor of the execute calculation damage stake. Here we are going to capture and we are going to add this attack power defense, the defense power defense, or in definition, sorry, in damage stake in definition, to the relevant attributes to capture. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this execute implementation method. Let's start in this line. The const f gameplay effect spec, and we have the get only spec from execution parameters. Okay, this effect spec contains all the data of the effect being executed, and this includes the source or the target tags, so who is attacking and who is being hit, the set by color values that are the custom values set when applying the effect, like the base damage, and some context information, like the actor who caused the effect. So knowing this info in the effect spec, the next thing is set up the tag parameters for conditional calculations. So we add an f aggregator evaluate parameter, and we put the source tags and the target tags. The source tags are the tags from the attacker. In this case can be player attacker, buff power up, or the target tags that are the tags from the target. Enemy weak, boss defensive. So we add these source tags and target tags from the effect spec, and later we are going to start with the capture real-time attribute values. So we capture the source attack power, okay? Calculate capture attribute magnitude. So we get the get warrior damage capture, and with this get warrior damage capture, we can go to the attack definition. We go to the evaluate parameters and the source attack power. And once we have this, we create some variables. The base damage, the use like attack combo count, because with each hit is going to have more damage, and they used heavy attack combo count. After this, we're going to do the same here on the attempt calculate capture it attributes magnitude, but in this case, we're not going to capture the attack power definition, so we're going to make the defense power definitions, making exactly the same with the evaluate parameters and the target defense power in this case. Okay, so once this is done, we are going to get the base damage and combo modifiers from the set by color values. Okay, that is this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check out the different tags. So, for example, in the set by color base damage, in this tag magnitude, we are going to have the base damage added with the tag magnitude value. It happens exactly the same with the player set by color attack type light. That is going to have this used light attack combo count with the tag magnitude value, and the same with the used heavy attack combo count. Okay, so once we have this base damage, they use light attack combo count and they used heavy attack combo count, we have more info to make the combos. And now we're going to apply the combo multipliers. So how do we apply this? We are going to ask if there has been any light attack combo count to increase this damage or not, and we increase it if it's the first time. Okay, so starting from the second move, we scale it. Okay, also the base damage is going to multiply by this value, that is the damage increase percent light, and the combo heavy damage, also in the second try or the second time you attack, is going to calculate the damage increase percent heavy, and this base damage is going to be a multiplier. And with all of these, we have the base damage, the source attack power, and the target defense power. And with all of these, we can calculate the final damage done. So we calculate this, and once we have the final damage, we can modify the attribute and apply the damage to the target. So we check if the final damage done is more than 0, and we modify the attribute. So the target's damage taken attribute is updated, and you ensure that you add this to the attribute to the capture list, and we make the damage taken the final damage done. And that's it. Okay, in this part of the video, we're going to talk about a class that I have used in the gexecCalc damage taken, that is the debug helper. Okay, I have added a method that is a static void print, but in this case with a float title, a float value to print, in32 in key, and a color that it's going to be random. Okay, so it will be on the screen, and it's going to be a float title and the float value that you want to print. Okay, and it's going to be added on the screen. Why do we use this? So we're going to use this in all the execute implementation method of this class to know if the values that we have captured. So I have used it to know the first thing, if the attack power definition is well or is correct, and it's added in the source attack power. So we print the source attack power. Also, we have printed the base damage, the use like attack combo count to see if it knows that is the second combo count or the third one, and the same to the use heavy attack combo count. Also, we have known the target defense power, and we have print the scale-based damage like to the base damage. So when we hit the opponent with a light combo or with a heavy combo, if it's taking into account that it's the second attack with the combo or the third attack, etc. The same with the heavy damage, with the scale-based damage heavy, and of course the final damage. That is, it already has done the base damage per the source attack power divided by the target defense power. So we have used it here. And on Unreal, I'm just going to show a little that the CT Guardian stats that are our enemies here that implement this are some of the values that are going to have on the first level. In this case, attack power is going to be this value, the defense power is going to be this value, and the max health this value. And the gameplay ability hero like attack master, so as I have shown, is the handle apply damage, things we're not going to talk it now, and we connect the make hero damage effect spec handle with the apply gameplay effect spec handle to target actor. And the heavy attack, it happens exactly the same. Okay, that's it. Okay, in this new part of the video, we're going to talk about how we can modify the health attribute. To make this, we're just going to modify our current health and take into account the max health and another few things, okay? So we have added this method that is the post gameplay effect execute. That is a virtual method that is going to be called after a gameplay effect modifies an attribute. So for example, if I modify the max health or the current rates or anything that is modified here, the damage taken is going to be called the post gameplay effect execute. So this post gameplay effect execute is going to make many things. The first thing is to calculate the new current health. So it's going to take the data, and from the data is going to check if the attribute selected is the current health attribute. Okay, if it is going to calculate the new current health, getting the current health and the minimum and the maximum, okay, making it a clamp. And after we do this, we set the new current health. The same is going to happen with rates. It checks if it's the rates attribute that we are calculating. We're going to calculate the new current rates and make a clamp about the I can get this parameter with the get current rates and the minimum and the maximum, making a clamp. And we set this parameter too. Also, we calculate this current health with the damage taken. So what we're going to do is to calculate the old health, that is the current health, and the damage done, okay? And that is the damage taken. All of these methods are possible thanks to this. Now, I don't know if you see the attribute accessors, that it gives you the opportunity to have some methods like get current health, get damage taken of each parameter. In the new current health, here what you're going to do is to have the old health minus the damage done. So this gives you the real health, okay? And of course you clamp it from the 0 to the max. And you set this current health. And you're going to put the old health, the damage done, and the new current health to see the difference, okay? And you're going to print it. And that's it. And once the health is 0, we will have to make the character death, notify the UI, etc, etc. Okay, so in this first video, we're going to talk about the first part of the HitReactAbility. The first thing we're going to do is in the Warrior gameplay tag, we're going to add a HitReact here, insert tag. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 more, that is the enemy ability melee and enemy ability ranged. And here on the CPP, we're going to add here the gameplay tags and here, okay? After this, we're just going to go to Unreal and we are going to create a gameplay ability enemy hit react base, okay? A few things. In the class default, we're going to put this ability activation policy on trigger, okay? Because we want that when we hit the enemy with our axe, it's like a hit reaction, okay? So it makes an animation and more things. So we're going to put this on trigger and the ability tag is going to be served ability hit react. Cancel abilities with tags is going to be enemy ability and block abilities with tags is going to be enemy abilities. Okay, after this, the next thing we're going to do is the ability triggers. Here down, we're going to put the trigger cert event hit react and the trigger source gameplay event. So thanks to this, what we can do is to trigger this ability, this gameplay ability, thanks to an event. So if we send an event and it's the tag serve event hit react, it can make this event. So we put the event activatability from event method, and with this we are only going to talk right now about this. We make a play montage and wait, okay? And this play montage and wait, what we are going to do is we're going to create some parameters. There has hit react montages to play that are going to be true at default, and the montages to play that are going to be an array of montages to put some animations. Okay, we're going to choose a random animation from a list, and that's it. All of this to end ability when the animation finishes. So this is the gameplay enemy hit react base. From here we're going to make a child, and we're going to create the gameplay ability guardian hit react. Okay, from here we're going now to put some parameters, and for example the array of montages to play are going to have some elements that are some animations. For example, the AMX again groundling react like front, there are some animations like this one. So this is the animation, and I have added a sound here. Okay, the ability activation policy and trigger, this is all the same as the father. Okay, the servant hit react, and the functionality is also the same. So it's going to make this when you hit it, and it's going to make an animation. Okay, let's go to the second part. Oh, I think I didn't say is that in the data asset guardian that is from the enemy, we have to add some reactive abilities, that is the gameplay ability guardian hit react. Okay, so it can react when you attack the enemy, okay, with a specific tag, of course. Okay, so in the second part of the hit react ability, we're going to talk at first in the gameplay hero light attack master, that once we finished, okay, we are in the handle apply damage. I don't know if you remember. Once you wait to the gameplay event, you make a method that is the handle apply damage, and this apply gameplay effect spec handle to target actor. A method executes the gameplay effect spec handle, and if it's successful, what it's going to have is a local target actor, and we're going to send gameplay event to which actor? To the actor that is going to have the hit react. Okay, so we handle the apply damage, and we have added a new variable that is a local target actor that is going to be the target of the hero heavy attack master and light attack master, in this case the enemy. Okay, so once we do this, we can make the successful apply gameplay effect spec handle to target actor, and we send this gameplay event to actor and to the local target actor, that is the enemy. And we put the gameplay event data and the event tag to trigger the gameplay abilities, the third event hit react. Now here in the hit react base, if you remember, we have the trigger tag third event hit react. So from here we made activability from event, and we do two things. The first thing that we're going to do is, once we have hit an enemy, we want that the enemy that received the impact look to us. Okay, so we ask if the face attacker is true, that is true by default, and we put the set actor rotation to the new rotation, that is, we compare the enemy, the player location to find the look rotation. Okay, once we do this, we're going to make a branch with the has hit react montages to play. This is the base, so we don't have the montages to play, but in the child it's everything okay. We choose a random montage and we make it, and once the ability has finished, we will make more things, but I will explain this later. That's it for this video. Okay, now we're going to talk about the hit material. The first thing we're going to have to do is to create this hit material. Okay, we have created an MAI guardian, and what we're going to affect is the HitFX switch parameter. Okay, this HitFX switch, it depends if it changes from 0 to 1 to have the emissive color. So we have chosen this emissive color, that it's like a type of red. You will see that it's really cool. And if we change this value to 1, it applies the hit effects. Okay, so it's really cool. You want to have this color when the enemy is hit. More things. We have to go to the preview mesh, that is SK Groundling, and to put here in the material slots the default material, that is the MI Guardian. Okay, perfect. And after we do this, we have to go to the gameplay enemy hit react base and change a few things. Now, not only the animation finishes, but when the play montage finishes, it goes to change this value that I've told you, that is the HitFX switch value to 0, from 0 to 1. So we put the set scalar parameter value material, we put the parameter name, that is the HitFX switch, and we put the parameter value to 1. Okay, and the target is a get skeletal mesh component from actor info. Okay, perfect. And once we have this, we have to connect it when it's true and the montage finishes, or when it's false. okay? And we add this event on end ability. So when the ability finishes, we put these HitFX switch back to 0 to normal, okay? So that's it. So let's start. We start with WarriorGameplayTags.h and we start with some tags. The first is the player ability HitPause and also the event, the player event HitPause. Okay. After this, what we're going to do is to create the gameplay ability hero HitPause, and we're going to put as the ability tag the player ability HitPause and the block abilities with tags player ability HitPause. Okay, also here in the replication policy, that is how an ability replicates a state or event to everyone on the network, is the do not replicate, and the instancing policy is going to be instantiated per actor instead of per execution. Okay. Also, on the ability trigger, we want to call this gameplay ability by an event. So we're going to add one trigger that is going to be the gameplay event. The trigger tag is going to be the player event HitPause. I will show you later how I call this. Okay. From here, we're going to have the event activate ability from event. So we're going to connect it to the set global time dilation. The set global time dilation is what is going to make like the world going slower. It's going to be 0.1 and the delay is going to be 0.04. Okay, and after this delay, I'm going to put the global time dilation to 1 again. Okay. So this is the first part. After this, we want to activate this gameplay ability hero HitPause. In this case, what we want to do are two things. The data asset hero, we have to put in the reactive abilities the gameplay hero HitPause, okay? And also we have to call this gameplay ability hero HitPause by the event after the weapon touches the enemy. So we are going to use on the hero combat component on the method on hit target actor, that is when the axe is going to punish or hit the enemy, we're going to call the gameplay ability hero HitPause, okay? So we're going to send the gameplay events to actor, getting the owning pawn with this event, that is the player event HitPause, and with this gameplay event data. So that would be set global time dilation, delay, set global time dilation again. That's it. Okay, this part of the video we're going to talk about the camera shake. So it's just an extension of the gameplay ability hero HitPause. We want that the world stops for a moment and it continues, and after that we want a camera shake to make an effect. So it's so easy. We have only to make the client start camera shake, okay? After this we have to add the get hero controller from actor info, so it has the target, that is the hero, and we have to put the scale, the play space, that is camera local, and of course the asset, that is going to be the camera shake hero melee. Here I have created one that, as you can see, it comes from the default camera shake base. Okay, that you can choose it if you want. So from here you will have many assets, many things you have to touch. The first thing is that you will have a shake scale with the value of 1, and after this you are going to have some parameters, and these parameters are free for you to change it. For example, in my opinion, it will be correct to make the location amplitude multiplier and frequency multiplier 1 at least. The amplitude and frequency on each axis you can change it. In my case, amplitude in x2 and frequency in x6 and I don't know 3, 1.3. You can change those to make it personal and to make the type of camera shake that you want. Okay, 2, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, and the font. Okay, and that would be, and the timing, so the duration you want to be, the blend in time and the blend out, and that will be everything. Okay, in this part of the video, I'm going to talk specifically about the HitSFX. So we want that when our character hits an enemy, in this case, this little one, we want that it gets a specific sound. So what we're going to do is in the animation of hit, when the enemy is hit, that is this one, the AMX again, Grandling React like front. What we're going to do is that we are going to add this here and then notify, and we're going to add play sound. When you add a play sound, you can put a sound that is the SC Guardian Roar. Okay, you change the volume multiplier, and that would be, and it sounds like this. After this, we have one problem, that is, if we have two at the same time and we hit with the character the two at the same time, it's going to sound the two sounds at the same time. So that's a problem because we don't want that. And if there's 10 enemies, there are going to be 10 sounds at the same time, and that would not be cool. So what we're going to do is to create a thing that is called, we're going to call it concurrency one at a time, and it's an asset of type sound concurrency. This what it's going to make is that noises that are the same are going to just put it one or the number of times you want, and it's totally personalized. So you here have the max count of 1 in this case. By default is 16, and the resolution rule is to stop the oldest. You can choose what you want. Here I put it to stop the oldest because I think it's the most correct for this case. The volume scale is 1, and that would be. And where do I have to put this concurrency one at a time? Okay, so I choose the specific asset SC Guardian Roar. Okay, this case is here, and here at the concurrency in concurrency set, you can choose the concurrency one at a time. So that will be. Okay, so let's start. The final part of this video is about the gameplay cue to add a new noise or sound. Okay, so at first, what is a gameplay cue? It's a type of system on the GameplayAbility system gas that is used to do visual effects, sounds, and particles on the answer of some events, abilities, or states. Okay, so in this case, it's only going to be used to a sound of the axe hitting the enemies. Okay, so how do we do it? Let's go here. We first go to the GameplayAbility hero like Attack Master, and we add here on the handle apply damage method, after the set local target actor, we execute the gameplay cue on owner. Why? Because this method was done after the hit was done. Okay, so here we make the execute gameplay cue on owner, and we create a variable that is the weapon hit sound gameplay cue tag. The variable type is from gameplay tag, but we're not going to do anything here. We're just going to do it right here on the child. Weapon hit sound gameplay cue tag is going to be gameplay cue.sounds.melee-hit.axe. It's going to happen the same thing here. We have the game hero heavy attack master. We create this variable, but on the child we give it the value, the gameplay cue sounds melee-hit-axe. And after this, what we have to do to execute this gameplay cue on owner, what we have to do is this GC hero axe hit from class settings that is a gameplay cue notify static we have created, and by default this one has the gameplay cue tag gameplay cue sounds melee-hit-axe. So here when we execute this gameplay cue on owner is going to look for the gameplay cue with this tag, so it's going to execute this. We have created a function that is on execute, and that what it does is to play sound at allocation. So we choose the SCX hit loud, that is right here, hit loud, this one. Okay, so once we have chosen this, we get the actual location from my target, and of course the parent with on execute. Okay, so this out, and that would be everything. Once we have this, we can show the final result. Okay, we have 2 enemies, here the player, and let's enjoy the movie. So we have here the axe, we can make the combos, we can make the heavy combos, and what will happen when we attack? When we attack, is going to make an SFX, it's going to change the material, it's going to make also the HitPause, the HitCamera, and the gameplay cue. Let's check it out. I hope you enjoy. Goodbye.